Well, good Thursday evening. Boy, tomorrow's Good Friday, Easter weekend. Yes, sir. But anyway, old Pooch's got to whip out a few shirts again tonight. I got a little order, I got a little order of 10 shirts to kick out for a customer. Now, granted, this is 10 add-on to a 60 order that I've already completed. They wanted 10 more, and being as it's just a small order, I'm gonna cut these out of vinyl, and they're okay with it. So I'm gonna set up my computer, I'm gonna set up my cut, I'm gonna run the cuts, and just gonna give you all a little bird's eye view of what goes on. So anyway, grab your seat and watch old Pooch do some t-shirt making. Yes, sir. Now, first things first, I've already got my design loaded up into this here cut software. I don't know that y'all can see it, but it says Serve Together Weekend 2022. And of course, Serve Together Weekend is when we served a community. You know, we all got out there, and one thing or another, there were several groups, but we were out in the community and we were serving those in need, just being active in the community, you know, spreading God's love is what we were doing. But anyway, like I said, a few folks didn't get the shirts, so there was a request for 10 more. And of course, I'm gonna oblige them, I'm gonna produce them, and I'm gonna get them out to them. Yes, sir. Of course, first thing is I gotta get my vinyl ready. I gotta cut out 10 little sheets to the size of that there design that I'm about to make. And you know, good thing is I had some vinyl on hand, and we're just gonna knock us out 10 little sheets here so I can place them on the mats and get to cutting. Pretty simple. 10 of them and I'll be done. Well, now that I've got my 10 sheets of vinyl cut, now it's time to place them on the cutting mats and start loading them into that cutter and let it start cutting out the designs. Get this thing nice and straightened out with the grid lines, and make sure it's all smooth. Doesn't have to be perfect, but try to make sure you get all the air bubbles out. That way you won't have no trouble when you start weeding, and you'll have a good cut on that there sheet. So anyway, load up 10 sheets, load them into the vinyl cutter, and hammer down. Well, alright. After cutting those 10 sheets, I'm start putting them down on this cutting mat, and I'll start loading it up into this cutter. And we'll let this thing go to town. Now I'll go through this 10 times, but the thing of it is to stay consistent. See, I'm ready to go. I'm running them back to back, trying to be as efficient as possible. Alrighty, folks, after we get done with all that cutting, now it's time to start weeding. And by weeding, I'm sure a lot of you folks know what that is, but you start peeling off around that cut area of whatever it is, the design that you just made. And you just kind of want to pull and be easy on it, and it should come out pretty well. Now there'll be a little fine weeding that you'll need to do too, but this is what they call weeding. Now granted, I'm not a big fan of doing vinyl, but when it comes to little short runs, little one-off projects, you know, this is okay to do. But when you get into 100 garment runs or more, and you're looking at printing on multiple sides, front and back, of course, depends on the size. I don't think vinyl and weeding, now some folks might do it, but I myself, I'd rather not. That's when you get into screen printing or use transfers. Now, I'm a big transfer fan, only because it's very quick and easy. And it's pretty cost effective too, sometimes. But you know, it just depends on what the project is. How many is involved is all about me, because this here is a side hustle for me. It's not my full-time job. Now, sometimes I'd like it to be, but you know, it's a love-hate with everything, you know. It is what it is. I enjoy it, and if I was big enough and had enough runs to keep myself busy full-time, that'd be a different story. But you know, I do stay pretty busy with this being a side gig. Definitely do, and made some good money at it. I don't advertise. Pretty much, I have an online store, and then of course Facebook and Marketplace and whatnot. But my wife and I have been talking about expanding a little bit, and you know, getting into some other venues and different things like that. But I don't know. Like I said, I work full time, so it's hard. It's hard for me to get too involved in this. As long as my customers aren't in that big of a rush, and you know, it works out pretty good. Would I want to hire somebody to do it? I don't know. You know how that stuff goes, trying to hire somebody, especially here lately. But I don't know that I would do that unless I was a big production shop, which I'm not. And I'm big enough for now. And that even comes into those big vinyl cutters. You know, I've looked at buying a bigger cutter, but I think, why? I don't even like doing it. So, and I don't really want to put out that kind of money for something that I don't really like to do, per se. But you know, my wife helps me out with this too, so you know, she's good at doing this. We work together as a team, and each one of us have a specific thing we do. Now she's busy tonight and I'm doing this, which ain't no big deal, but like I said, it's just a quick little run. Little 10 order run, and I'll knock this out and be done with it. And I got a couple other little projects coming up that I need to be working on, so it'll all be all right. And did I say these little extra add-ons to a big run that you already did is just more money, extra money. But this is the weeding process. It's not too bad if it's an easy design. It'd probably help a little bit if I could see these a little bit better, the cutout lines, but I don't get in a hurry because I don't want to mess it up. You get in a hurry, that's when you mess stuff up, of course. And especially since I'm recording, you guys are watching. I don't want to mess up. But there you go. That's the process of weeding. So I got 9 more to do. But I won't run y'all through that 9 because that'll only make me be slower. But y'all get the idea. And after I get through doing this, then we'll move on to the pressing them on the shirts. So hang tight and I'll be right back. Yes, sir. By the way, I'm listening and watching Ridge Life with the milkman of Come On Homestead. So that's distracting me too, but it's all good. Well, alrighty folks, now we're about ready to start pressing these shirts. And I'm gonna start out with my first small, well, medium. But anyway, you know, we're gonna throw these things on there. We're gonna get them lined up real good. I always try to, and I got marks on here so I know where everything's at. And then we just kind of line it all up, make sure it's all level, nice and straight. Get everything off that. And then we will give it a little pre-press. And check my pressure. So that's pretty good. All right, there we go. Got to center this here. Transfer up, get an idea of where it's at, and 3-finger down, pretty good. Of course, then I'll go double check everything. You know, after the first couple, you get to rocking and rolling. Things move quick. But I like to just eye everything and make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, looking pretty good, so. This is a 12-second press time. A lot of transfers, screen print. Those things are like 4 seconds. But there you go. Look at that. Now I've got a back press to do as well. But being that it's a totally different time frame that one will go on. So I'll have to readjust my temperatures and all of that good stuff for the backs. And it's actually a shorter time. That's it'll be like a screen print press, and the only reason it's different is because I had some leftovers from previous jobs, which, you know, cost cutting. You order a specific amount, it's usually cheaper to order more than your original job. But you know, it's a benefit of having leftovers. You can use them as well and not be out the price. It's all part of business, folks. All part of business. It's all good though. But I moved up from a medium shirt up to a XL. Like I said, this is an add-on to a previous order. And that's all it is. I've already done a big run of these things, and just so happened somebody else wanted some. So that's a good thing. 3-finger down, yes sir. vinyl sticks really good. Alrighty, I'm gonna run on through my other 10 and we'll get to the backs. Alrighty folks, well this is my 10th and final one, and once I'm done with this one here, I'm going to need to increase the temperature and drop the time that it presses. So that's for the next, and that'll be on the backs. But I need to up my time, or up my temperature up to 360. And I usually try to stay right around in that range, give or take. You know, depends on the garments, but I've done enough of these to know 355 is probably pretty good. I'll keep the same little pre-press time. And this here, I need to drop down to 6 seconds. So, again, 358. I'm gonna go back to 355. 3 second pre-press, 6 second dwell. We'll let this thing get heated up, and then we'll get in on the backs, press the 10 shirts with the back logo on it, and we'll have this done. Yes, sir. Well, alrighty, folks. Now we're going to move into pressing the backs. The temps made it up, so let's press these backs and get these done. That way they can be delivered tomorrow. I'm happy. Customers happy. We're all happy. And that way I can get into something else tomorrow. Which I got something in mind. Something I've been waiting to do a long time. And I'm excited. Same process. You just want to center up your shirt, center up your design, your logo, whatever it is you're pressing. Make sure it's nice and straight on there. It's in the right spot. About 3 fingers down. This is a back, so again, this is a quick one. 6 seconds max. These drop pretty quick. Look at there. Well, there you go, folks. Quick 10 shirts knocked out. And again, served together weekend was the shirt. And don't forget, tomorrow is Good Friday and it is Easter weekend. So y'all be sure and share some love with those out there less fortunate, and remember the season here, because the good Lord gave up a lot for us, and it don't hurt us none to give up for others. Always remember that. That's a good thing. Anyway, let's see if I can get y'all over here. These babies are all tapped up. I'll get them packed up in a bag and we'll get them delivered tomorrow. But anyway, next video I ought to be into something that I've been waiting to do, hopefully. And I'll definitely bring you guys along with that one, because man, most of y'all may not like it, but by golly I do. And it's the season. So y'all look for that next video. Yes, sir.